It started with a letter from the President of the United States. It was not sent through media. It was not posted on social media. It came through backdoor channels, secret ones, carried by a special U.S. diplomat who landed quietly at Ouagadougou Airport with no press, no cameras. He went straight to the palace. Inside that envelope, there were only 2 lines. President Ibrahim Traore, the United States requests a private meeting. Let us speak in Doha, Qatar. It is urgent. Captain Ibrahim Traore read the words 3 times. Doha, Qatar. A quiet but rich Gulf country, a place of luxury and shadows. Many African leaders had disappeared after visiting there. Others came back with deals signed in blood. On the surface, it looked like peace and progress. But under that silence, something was always hidden. Traore didn't trust it. He called a night meeting with his most loyal men. 7 commanders sat around a long table, no phones, no cameras, no aides, just loyalty. He told them, "The Americans want a meeting in Doha, Qatar. I want your advice." His right-hand man, Colonel Yakuba Diallo, looked up sharply. "This is not a meeting, Captain. It's a setup." Another general spoke. "You say no, they say you are arrogant. You say yes, you may not return." Traore stayed silent. He walked to a cabinet. He opened a drawer with a code only he knew. From it, he pulled out a red file. It was labeled in bold, "Confidential, Operation Scorpion's Promise." Inside were satellite images, transcripts of secret calls between businessmen and foreign agents, and worst of all, a leaked plan. A plan to remove Captain Ibrahim Traore from power, quietly, without noise, no bombs, no coups, just silence. And it all started in Doha, Qatar. Traore's eyes were calm, but his voice was steel. "I will go. If I don't go, they win. If I disappear, they expose themselves." The room went cold. Yakuba stood up. "Captain, at least let me come with you." Traore shook his head. "Number. If this is a trap, they will want me alone. But I won't go empty-handed." He handed Yakuba a sealed envelope. It had only one label. "Activate. People's Plan. If I don't return in 3 days," Traore said, "you open this. The power goes to the people, not to the army, not to the elites, to the streets." Yakuba took the envelope with shaking hands. He knew what that meant. Traore was ready to die, not for glory, but for his nation. And far away, in the cold offices of Washington, the real game was just beginning. The plane touched down at night. Captain Ibrahim Traore stepped out onto the runway of Doha Qatar International Airport. There were no cameras, no red carpet, no flags, just 3 black cars, windows tinted, engines running. No one smiled. A tall man in a gray suit walked toward him. He had no badge, no name tag, only a short nod. "Welcome, Mr. President. This way, please." Traore didn't speak. He studied everything. The guards, the drivers, the way no one made eye contact. This wasn't a welcome. This was a transfer, like a prisoner being moved without chains. The car drove silently through the city, a place that sparkled with glass towers and gold lights. But behind the shine, Traore saw it. Too quiet, too controlled. No street noise, no pedestrians, no children playing football, only soldiers and cameras. They took him to a luxury hotel, the Al Mazrah Palace, 23 floors high, one of the most secure buildings in the country. His room was on the top floor. It had no balcony. The man in gray smiled fake and said, "The U.S. President will meet you here, 11 a.m. tomorrow." Then he left. No security was placed at the door. Just one small camera in the ceiling. Traore stood at the window. From up here, Doha Qatar looked perfect. But perfection was the mask of control. He sat down, removed his boots. Then, using a small metal key hidden in his belt, he opened a secret pouch in his suitcase. Inside was a black phone, untraceable, silent. He texted only one word to Colonel Yakuba Diallo in Ouagadougou. landed. 2 minutes later, a reply came. Copy. Eyes open. Traore tried to sleep, but in his heart, the wind was already blowing cold. Something wasn't right. The next morning, 11 a.m., he wore his military uniform, sharp, ironed, with the Burkina Faso flag on the shoulder. He stood tall, calm, ready. But the U.S. president did not come. Instead, a woman appeared, short hair, suit, American accent. Mr. Traore, the president had to delay. He will join via secure video in 1 hour. She smiled, but her eyes didn't. Then she placed a tablet on the table and played a video, not of the U.S. president, but of armed rebels in Burkina Faso, marching, holding new weapons, chanting slogans. These groups are growing, she said. They are angry. They feel left out. We can help calm them if you accept our proposal. She slid a document toward him. Foreign troops, foreign contracts, control of mines, permanent bases. In return, security. Captain Traore looked down and laughed. So this was your meeting. Threats and bribes in a 5-star prison. The woman dropped the smile. You don't understand. Refuse, and you may not leave Dohar Qatar. Silence filled the room. For 3 full seconds, no one spoke. Then Traore leaned forward and said, I came here knowing I might not leave. But I promise you this. If anything happens to me, you won't stop what comes next. The woman raised an eyebrow. And what exactly is coming next? Traore whispered, the people. In Ouagadougou, the sun rose heavy. But inside the military headquarters, a cold wind was already moving. Colonel Yakuba Diallo had not slept. He kept checking the line from Dohar Qatar, still working. No code red, no silence. Not yet. But something didn't feel right. That morning, he received an anonymous package. No return address, just a small flash drive and a note. You have a snake in your camp. He rushed to his private office, locked the door, and plugged in the drive. There it was. Audio recordings, secret meetings. Someone from Traore's own Security Council was sending reports, not to rebels, not to civilians, but to a foreign embassy. The voice was familiar, calm, loyal, too loyal. It was General Amadou Sangaré, head of logistics. He had served under 3 presidents. He smiled at every photo. But now, he was the one leaking troop locations, blocking reinforcements, and delaying support for Traore's